What's up? How we doing? Matty Steven here with my man Angelo doing the podcast, Card Frenzy Podcast. Guys, make sure you subscribe. What's going down, man?
Not much, not much. Crazy show Friday night.
Yes.
Packed house again.
Packed house again. The Staten Island has spoken. The hobby is speaking loud and clear, right, man?
Yeah, loud, clear. Staten Island stepping up their game. I love it. I love to see that the most.
Hey, listen, like, how are you seeing the foot traffic in your store over? Like, let's say I haven't asked you this question in like a long time. It just came to me. Like over the last 2 years, let's say, do you feel like an uptick? Because I know you're always busy every time I go in there, but
Yeah,
like, do you feel like an uptick in the last, like, say, like 6-8 months in the store, just constant?
yeah, absolutely. It's hard to get new customers, but you have your days where it's like starts slow and then picks up.
Yeah,
And then you have other days where it just doesn't stop.
yeah,
Just
no,
doesn't stop. I think that's why I like doing your show so much because a lot of the people come to your show don't even know we exist. And they'll say, you know what? I'm sorry, I don't have that. But why don't you come to our shop? Oh, where's your shop? Oh, Highland and Nelson. Wait, there's a shop there? Yeah,
it's like,
we're
wow,
here.
I live,
That's
I
us.
live, I live 5 blocks away.
Yeah. And you get that a lot, but until you get like those few people who live like on the opposite side of the island on the North Shore, it's tough for them. But you know, it's
It's
good.
Staten Island's such a small place,
Yeah.
but realistically, it's difficult to get around at certain times of the day. So people are like, they almost
Right.
don't spend time, say, down by the other side of the island or in Tottenville or
Yeah.
wherever, because there's a lot of people that live on Staten Island, but there's a lot of good stuff out here, and it's
Yeah.
definitely translating into the show. We're seeing so many people come through and so many new collectors,
Yeah.
which we were just talking about how they're coming in and they're not just like looking, and they don't just have ideas of buying $5 cards.
Nope.
They want those grails, man.
Yeah.
They're spending.
I saw a few younger kids, probably like 15 to 17 years old, and they came up to us a few times and they were like, I guess, getting really good deals from other vendors, or maybe vendors mispriced a card or two, and then they're buying the card from one vendor and flipping it for $30, $40, and $50 like 10 minutes later. And they're walking around making money that way, which is
I don't
cool to
see
see.
Yeah. I don't see anything wrong with that whatsoever.
Neither do I.
It's
I
it's a
love it. You get me, you get me.
Listen, but they're not even getting you though, because let's call it what it is. Like,
I got my
you
number.
yeah.
Right.
Let's just make it real simple. They
Yeah.
buy a card, the guy's got a sticker of $100 on it, and then they get it for 80%, so they get it for $80.
Yep.
Then they come up to you and they're asking 105.
Hmm.
Okay? And this is your PC guy, and you're like, "Oh,
Yeah.
man,
I
you
need
know,
this card.
I need this card."
Yeah.
And they're not looking to make big percentages. So say you work out a deal for 90. Now they just made $10 right there.
Yeah.
That just paid for half their entry and their food for the night.
Yeah.
And then
So
they keep rolling, and they keep rolling.
one thing I had with one kid who's a regular at the store, great kid. He's so nice too. He ends up buying a card for like $100. And him and his mom come up to me and they're like, "Hey, did we do good here?" I'm like, "Let me check." Scan right away. I'm like, "Would you
Right.
pay? $100." Oh, it's worth 180. So they're like, "Great. How much do you want to pay?" Here's the calculator. Here's the cash. Made the kid's night.
Dude,
He
it's
reached out. His mom reached out to me on my personal Pokemon Instagram page saying, "Hey, he wants to vend now, but he wants you to teach him." I was like, "Okay."
Listen, you need a person to teach you.
Yeah, it's not
It's
easy.
it's definitely not easy because everybody's personality is different, and
Yeah,
negotiation is different with every single person.
right, right. Buying isn't easy. Cash flow isn't easy.
I
You
just
know.
say comp. That's why I always stress to people that you got to comp these cards. And whenever I have a person reach out to me, because it happens a lot, and they say, "Hey, listen, I'm I'm not a new collector. I'm new to vending." And do you have any like tips for me? What
Right.
should I do? How could I maximize my day? How can my day be the best possible? I say,
Yeah.
first off, comp your cards a couple of days before. You don't have to do everything the night before. That's like, oh, I got to wait till the last minute. No, you don't have to. Just take
I
care
do
of.
that for Philly.
Yeah, well, listen, some things, yes, but I always say, a few days before, start prepping, start preparing, stuff like that. You should be okay. But
Yeah.
don't let something sit. If you bought it in June and you're like, "Oh, I'm just going to keep the sticker on and then run it back in August," that's a bad decision. You're
I
gonna
agree.
you're costing yourself money, or you're making yourself look a little silly
Yeah.
by putting a card up that's you got like 10x on something. And it might have gone down, it might have
Right.
gone up. Who knows what it did, but you should
Yeah.
know what it did.
I think that's the one thing that all sports card vendors need to learn too is like when to buy, when to sell. I can't stress this enough. Like I'm buying baseball the day after the World Series is over, so I could sell it in March and April. And same thing with every other sport, right? As soon as the Super Bowl is over and everything starts to dip, just buy it for August, September, flip.
Definitely.
That's what you have to do. But you have to rotate and have a good inventory while doing it. And then, along the way, you grab some vintage because that's never going to go down. You grab a goat because it's never going to go down. And you mix in a little bit of vintage Pokemon because why not? You can, you know?
Just like I do
But
from time to time. And I
yeah,
don't know what the heck it
right.
is. I show it to you and you're like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
But
But yeah,
that
no, we saw a lot of young vendors at your show this weekend. It was really cool to see the young kids there.
and what about the young buyers?
Oh
The
man.
the young buyers, which I absolutely love seeing because listen, you gotta start somewhere. You
Yes.
gotta start somewhere. I always talk about one of the cards that was my big card that I grew up with was the Griffey Rookie,
Right.
and I pulled that out of a pack in '89, and, I was 8, 9 years old when I pulled it out of a pack, and I remember selling that at a show a year later. The first
Right.
show I ever did, I was 10 years old.
That's great. As a vendor?
As a vendor. I vended with my friend that was 10,
Yeah.
and then his dad came along with us, because you always gotta have that supervision, and he was with us, and that was the first show, and then I didn't do it for a little while after that because I was collecting, because I was like, "I don't wanna sell these things. I don't like selling all these cards." But,
Yeah.
yes, I was 10 years old the first time I did it. So,
Yeah.
as long as you have an adult that's supervising and watching you do
Yeah.
it, I think you learn so much. And we got some kids, and we're not going to say names, of course, or anything, but
Right.
they are sharks at 15 years old, 14 years old. We talk
I
about
think I think we both know who we're talking about.
100%. And if he's watching,
Yes.
he knows who I talk because I always pat him
Yeah.
on the shoulder, and he's not the only one.
No.
These kids are sharks, and they they will get those deals. They will get you, and they're great for the hobby because they're teaching kids, and they're also teaching vendors on how to comp your cards because
Yeah.
they'll check you on it.
I
'Cause
agree.
they'll check you, right? I
And that
mean,
and that that this one kid we're speaking now specifically, he's a
yeah,
shark. He's
yeah,
good at it. He's so good at it. I wish I could hire him. That's how good he is.
and
You know?
and he's not the only one out there.
No, he's not. He's
So
not.
many
There's a lot of them. A lot
I
of them.
get
He
so
might
many
be one of the few Pokemon kids doing such high-end cards at that show, at your show, you know?
yeah,
But
no,
there's a lot of younger kids doing the sports cards, which I think is fantastic.
phenomenal. It's absolutely phenomenal, and
It is.
I get messages all the time, and, we just and they're like, "Oh, no, I'm doing this." I'm telling you, I walked up to a table, and the kid was he was 10 years old, negotiating like he was 35, and he didn't have dollar cards that he pulled out of a dollar bin. He had
Uh-huh.
all slabs, and I looked at these slabs, and they weren't nonsense slabs. There was a $200 sticker on another, there was a $350 sticker on another, and them all laid out. We all know how it looks laid out on the
Yep.
glass, looking at them, and he's card ladder and everything, comping everything out, and I just patted him on the shoulder. I actually thought he was a little older. And he turned to me and he told me his age. And I said, dude, I go,
Crazy.
you're a G, man. You're really, yeah, that's awesome. It really
Yeah.
is how,
I like seeing young kids in the hobby.
because they're just gonna listen, if they're not there, Listen, any show that you go to, the national, all the way down to a little show that somebody's having with 10 tables, let's just say, you're always going to have a percentage of kids. If you don't have those kids there,
Yeah.
the hobby is never going to grow.
Right.
It's never going to grow.
Like, who are we going to pass it on to?
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know,
I agree with that.
yeah, we could talk with adults and everything, but I mean, I think it's fantastic when a kid is out there wheeling and dealing, and that's what they do. That's what they come to these shows for. They're wheeling and dealing, and then they turn around and they go to one of our next topics here, whatnot,
Yeah.
which is pretty much
Blown up.
taking over, absolutely taking over.
Yeah.
Has just blown up.
I'm curious how much Whatnot has affected. Well, not really affected, right? Well, how much has eBay Live and Fanatics Live now affect Whatnot? I don't think it really has.
I don't think it has one bit
No.
because it's kind of like when you have a good product, when you have a good card store, when you have a good card show, even when there's a lot of people, like a lot of competition, and like, listen, you guys have a lot of there's a lot of stores in the tri-state area.
Yeah.
There's
stores in Staten Island now.
There's a lot of stores. You know, there's a lot of shows everywhere, all over the country right now. It really doesn't matter because we're bringing. I just say, bring the inventory. Bring the inventory. Everybody's out there bringing the inventory. They're buying the inventory, and by buying the inventory, it's stimulating the hobby.
Yeah,
and it's shocking the hobby, and it's making it better.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
these are all good things. This is all good things. So a $20 million, 20 million, forget about it, $20 billion valuation they've just hit, which is insane numbers for an online sales platform.
Think about it like this, right? 20 billion for Whatnot. The Lakers just sold for 12 bill. Isn't that not mind blowing a little bit?
Enough said. But what Whatnot does, my opinion, I think it's totally amazing for what Whatnot does for card shows, because there's only so much you can get off eBay.
Yeah.
Because eBay, the competition is out there, and anybody and everybody has a shot at a lot of a 7-day auction. Okay, so example, eBay runs a 7-day auction. They put 500 Michael Jordan cards in. Somebody puts 500 Michael Jordan base cards in a lot. Well, I'll tell you right now, it's not going to go for $1 because you got millions of eyes that are seeing this. So your chance of you getting it for a good price are slim to none. True. But let me tell you something. You go to a show and you get there early and you work the floor and you find that deal. You were the only one that saw it. So that's why hitting these card shows, getting those deals, and then they bring it to Whatnot. So that's where a lot of these people are coming to the shows. They're buying out cases and they're running them back to Whatnot. So Whatnot is tremendous for the hobby, for the card shows, for the card shops, for everything. I think Whatnot amazing for it.
You actually had a couple other vendors. I think they're in their 20s. I won't say their names anyway, but they just started doing vintage Pokemon and whatnot. And now they come to me and I'm like, hey, listen, this is the deal I have with another guy. You want to get in on the deal? We're in. But this is where I'm going to be. We'll double check prices. If I'm off, I'm off. But this is the percentage I'm going to sell to you at. And I told him with all due respect, and this was like on Monday or Tuesday, I said, it's not that I don't want to sell you cards, but I'm going to sell you cards. And then what? You're going to have them on Friday at the show? Like, come on. So if you're telling me they're going on Whatnot, I'm going to take care of you. And they took care of me, really. But it's tough. It's tough. But I think they're doing really, really well.
The Whatnot hustle is amazing, and it's not a hustle. That's actually the wrong word for it. It's a business. It's a straight business, and I know many people that I've met through Whatnot because I've done it for a couple of years,
Mhm.
and they don't have other jobs. This is what they do. They
Yeah.
just grind with Whatnot.
Yeah, my buddy Dylan from Neo's World quit his job, full-time Pokemon Whatnot streamer. He's I told you before, 210,000 sales. He's the best. One of the nicest guys too. I did a big deal with him at the Dallas Card Show also.
Yeah.
Huge deal. And he pays up, which is nice, you know.
But
He's
Andrew,
very fair.
Angela, let's think of it like this here. If there was no Whatnot, there was no eBay Live,
Yeah.
okay? And you might as well throw in Fanatics too, because they have their live platform as well. And I'm
Yep.
sure there's other ways, people are doing it on Instagram, on Facebook, yada, yada, all that stuff. If
Yeah.
we didn't have all of this, then what would people be doing? I think a lot less people would be hitting those card shows, would be hitting the card shops. There would
Yeah.
be a lot less people out doing this. The fact that these platforms bring this and allow you to go to a show, buy out somebody's table, and
Yeah.
run back home and throw it up on live for people. But you know what? Let's call it what it is. Not everybody has access to a card show.
Or
Not every
shop.
or a shop, exactly, or a shop. Everybody's got access to eBay. Everybody's got access to Whatnot. Everybody's
Yep.
got access to all these platforms. So, like fixing my horrible Met hat, but yeah, one day. But it's you just this whole see the Mets made me lose my train of thought for a second, but
Mets and
they
losing sounds shocking.
they made a lot of people lose their train of thought.
Yeah.
But it's just amazing what it's doing for the whole hobby altogether, these online platforms. It gives people other opportunities. And I'll say one other thing about Whatnot. It has helped the other type of sellers, the people that do the yard sales, the people that
Yeah.
do the flea markets, that do the swap meets,
Right.
because the people that do the storage lockers back in the day, and you didn't have these things, they would go and they'd buy somebody's storage locker or something. Where did they have the avenue to sell it? You know what I'm saying? They didn't
Flea
have the
markets.
yeah. Yeah, and they had to go sit there all day and hope that they can make $150. But
Right.
now you bring it to the screen right here
Yeah.
and they pull out this pen and they show it to everybody and they go, "Oh man, I needed that pen. I need that pen. I need that pen."
Right.
You could sell a whole garage in one day on Whatnot. Highly recommend
So
platform.
the bad part about Whatnot and then the card show aspect to it is you have some of these bigger streamers on Whatnot now who don't have to pay the same percentage as like everybody else. So now you have guys who can set up at a card show and pay 90%, 95% on anything PSA 8 and above at this price and up or whatever it is that they're doing. And it hurts other vendors. That's like one of those things that kind of like sucks. Like where we're set up in Philly, there's a guy two guys right across from us. They pay 90-95%. Thank God a lot of people don't know it, but
Yeah,
it's
it
it's
hurts,
tough.
but I had a whole bunch of stuff. I had a whole bunch of slabs about probably a year ago that I was sitting with, man. I couldn't get anybody to even look at them. And
Mhm.
everybody knows these slabs. You always have those slabs that nobody even looks at in your case. You're
Yeah.
like, what am I doing with these things? Where am I going to get rid of these things? And they were a certain type of card, whatever. And this guy came over to me and he goes, "Listen, this is exactly what I need for my stream." He goes, "I want all of them." And I was like, "Wow,
Thank
this
God.
is if right, thank God." And if he didn't have this stream, like we're talking about, this platform to
Yep.
online sell these things, I'd be sitting with this stuff. So they're helping people get out of almost bad deals sometimes that they made, or get out of cards that they don't want to be in anymore. And it
Very
helps,
true.
what? Rotate. It's like the circle of life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Stir
Yeah.
the ground up. It's good.
That's true. I used to get stuck with a lot of stuff because I used to be a big Bowman guy when I was a sports card vendor. I love to prospect. That was like my thing for a while. Man, I got stuck with so many cards. It was tough because back then there was no such like back then. 7 years ago, we didn't really have like repackers the way we do now or whatnot the way we do now. It was just like you really had hope that there was a guy walking around that show who was just like, hey, I want this Henry Davis first Bowman auto number to 250. And I'm the guy who has it. That my whole case used to be nothing but Bowman autos. And then I got out of baseball because prospecting Bowman is so tough. So I just moved on to like a little bit more football and basketball as well. But it was tough back then, dude. 7, 8 years ago was tough. Not easy to sell a sports card. People don't remember that.
Well, Pokemon is still on the verge of taking over the world. It seems. It really seems that way. I just the Pokemon collectors
Yeah.
are the real deal. They
Yeah,
are
that's because
they are the
so
real deal.
when you get so here's the difference between selling a Pokemon card and selling a sports card, right? A 15-year-old kid who's going to buy a sports card today, most of the time is looking for a really, really good deal because in his mind, he wants to flip it and put $10 in his pocket. Where the 15-year-old Pokemon kid needs it for his collection. He's not looking to flip it. He'll ask you for a slight discount, but he's going to keep it. It's two different worlds. And that's why I really got out of sports cards 2-3 years ago, because I just rather deal with the collectors. Like, I love dealing with people who flip cards. It's great if I can help them out. I'm in. Yeah, whatever. But Pokemon, true collectors.
And that's
Like
why I think a lot of people love vending Pokemon, because at the end of the day, they do like selling a lot of cards because a lot of people have cards in their personal collection that mean something to them, and they don't want to get rid of the card. But you know what? If they get rid of it, and I know it's going to a collector and it's not going to bounce around the country 15 times before it finds a home, they like doing that better. I sold a
Yeah.
high-end vintage card recently to a young man. He was 15 years old. 15 years old.
Buying
And
vintage?
it was a high-end vintage card he bought from
Nice.
me. And he had his grandfather with him, and he looked at the card like 5 times, came over to the table like 5 separate times, and he ended up buying the card. And every time I see him, because I see him about like every month or month and a half at a show, I say to him, I say, "You still got that card, right? You got it in your safe? You got that card, right?" He goes, "I'm never selling that." He goes, "The only way I sell that card is if I upgrade that card." And I said,
What was the
"That's
card?
that. I don't even want to talk about it. It was a high end card. Because I want it back.
Was it baseball?
Yeah, it was a high end baseball card. It was one of those things where you say,
Was it a
you're
rookie?
uh yeah, it was close to it. It was a high end card. Maybe I'll talk about it one day. I still have a soft spot for it because I say to myself, I'm like, oh man, I should have never got rid of that thing, because it's only going to go up in value.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're only going to go up in value. But the thing is, a lot. I spoke to another guy recently, same thing. And if he ever watched the podcast, I don't want to bring up the card either, because he might get upset about it. Because I saw him, he's like, I sold the card for X amount. It was a lot of money.
Yeah.
And then I saw him the next day at the show again. I go, how do you feel about that? He goes, I hate myself for selling that card. He's like, I should have never sold that card.
Yeah.
But so a lot of times, but I mean, I'm going off on a little road,
No,
but
it's perfect. I like it.
what it really is people like to sell to collectors. So
Yeah.
so I know that 15-year-old, I know he has that card. And
Yeah.
it makes me feel good, because that card meant something to me.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I love it too. Like, I had to deal with a guy, uh, a buddy of mine, and he's like, and I know Pokemon is up right now. What do I do? And I'm like, listen, bring me your cards, come by the shop, we'll sit down, we'll order lunch, we'll have a conversation, and I'll show you how we price them and value and this and yada yada yada. And we'll just go from there. That's all we could do. Just you have your cards from when you were a kid. Let's see what you got. And I'll
Yeah.
help you, obviously, whatever you need. And he goes, but everything's probably gonna go up, right? And I'm just like, dude, we don't sell because no, what I say to him, I said, no, you're not selling because you want to sell. You're selling because you need to sell. Because if you don't need to sell, you wouldn't sell. But yes, it's gonna go up. It's probably going to go up. If these cards, you're 29, 30 years old. If these cards are 20 years old, yeah, of course they're going to go up. I'm like, and we play ball together too. So I was like telling him, I was like, bro, like, Mickey Mantle rookie card just every year just goes up.
Just
I'm
sock
like,
it away. Just
right.
sock it away.
It's either you put it away or let me look at it. Let's grade it for you, and then maybe you don't have cards that'll really go up that much in value, but at least it'll help you pay for the higher end cards that you do have, and we could get it graded by PSA, and we'll go from there. But like nobody sells because they want to. Everybody sells because they need to, or
Right.
trades because they want something that they like that is better, or they're trying to upgrade their collection, if you will. But I like selling to collectors too. That's what I was trying to get at. Like I'm just, you try to help everybody, but selling to collectors is nice.
It's nice, but also, like we're saying, the hobby is partially collectors and pretty much nowadays mostly a business.
Yeah.
So you're gonna, and we got some great repackers that come through the show. I see them all the time.
Oh yeah.
I roll down the red carpet when I see them come in, man.
Yeah.
And that's just because, listen, they spend a lot. They're circulating a lot of cash flow into the hobby. So I welcome them with open arms. I mean, it's
Of
just
course.
what it is. And
I feel like every week I see a new app that you could download to open up packs. Triumph, Arena Club, Rip It. I don't know. There's so many other ones now. It's like
I did
what
that
do
one at
we
the show recently.
Yeah, right.
I drew the
So like
finger like that across
I
the
wish
top.
I could get in touch with those guys and sell them my bricks,
They're out there, man. It's they're definitely out there. I bumped into a couple of guys at the National, and they were just, this is the one that I've been telling you about, kind of basically setting up the way they set up, and they were just
Yeah.
they just had, it was just a team of guys. They didn't have a name, they didn't have nothing. And I said to them after, I go, because they're just buying like crazy. I'm like, what do you guys do? You got a shop or anything? They're like, nope, we just buy. That's all he gave me. He goes, I just buy. Because
Yeah,
he's
you know what
probably,
they do?
yeah,
They
they're
sell to a repacker.
exactly.
Or they sell direct to like Arena Club, which is almost impossible to get now.
Right. Because there's so many people that do this.
There's
But
so many people do it, yeah.
but as a young kid, this is something that isn't a bad idea to do as like a hustle.
Yeah.
Because if you get good, can you imagine you started at 10 years old, not just collecting, buying the way that they buy now.
No.
By the time you were 17, you would be like, forget it. You
I
would
know.
be a gangster.
Yeah, right. Right. It's true though. You're not wrong. Imagine starting that young. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I was really hoping my son at this point would be like my right hand man in some of these shows, but he's not there yet. Maybe one day.
Listen, you have to, I always say this, if you do what you love, it's never work.
Right.
And he has to enjoy doing it. If
Yeah.
you go to these shows, I tell you, 90% of these vendors that I have, that I know, that I see, they love doing what they're doing.
Oh yeah. No, I
And
love it.
and
I
if
love it
they
too.
listen, if they put a couple $100, and even if they don't, they go, "Hey, listen, I had fun. I had fun doing this."
Yeah.
And listen, a couple $100 isn't usually the norm. People usually make a lot more.
No.
They
No.
they crush it. But
Right.
it's they love doing what they're doing. So that's
Yeah.
why they're out there. That's why they're out there grinding on a Saturday, on a Sunday, on a Tuesday night, grinding at these shows because they like doing it.
Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, the first time my son really vended at a show, he was. Do you think I'm nuts? I got him a binder. He wanted to sell some Pokemon cards, and he just sat at the end of my table at the Philly show. I had one table, 1 6-foot table.
He's young, so how old was he when you did that?
He was 4.
4.
It was my
Exactly.
first Philly show. It was my first Philly show 6 years ago.
That's what I'm telling you.
Yeah, and it was actually the first year at the Grand Oaks. So it was the year after they moved spots. And we're there, and he sets up with the binder, and just when he's pricing out cards. And Friday was hard because I'm like teaching him how to negotiate and stuff. But by the end of the weekend, I think he did like $750.
Wow.
But he had nothing over $10. Nothing over $10. So it was always like a $2 card, a $3 card, or a $5 card. All the higher end cards we had, we still have.
I
We
think
just go through them.
the toughest part for a young child doing this is a lot of times they don't really understand the value of money.
Yeah,
So you don't really understand the value of money until you have to start paying bills, until you get a job.
correct.
Unfortunately, a lot of kids sometimes they have to work at a young age to help mom and dad and support their
Yeah.
families, which a lot of
Well,
them do.
that's why we work so hard so that they don't have to, right? But
Exactly, that's the goal.
I've been there. I know what that feels like.
Yeah, and a lot of people are, and
Yeah,
it's a hustle, it's a struggle. So if they're so when they get into that situation,
yeah,
and then they realize what money is. But a lot of times, a young kid that's 15 years old or 14 years old doesn't really understand what a $500 card is, how hard it is to
yeah.
make $500. I
Well,
mean, it's a lot of money.
my son probably understands. I think he just gets bored of it so quick. Like when we went to Fanatics, he's like, "Can I flip some stuff?" I'm like, "Well, what do you got?" Had a Holland card that he spent $100 on a year ago, and he sold it for 425.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I was like, "Oh, damn! I guess he's keeping up with his own stuff." And I didn't even know that he just uses my phone, goes on Card Ladder. I think my son walked out of Fanatics with like $1,500 in his pocket.
Look at that.
Yeah, no, it was great. And then he actually, when we got home, he asked my wife, he's like, "Hey, I know you want to put this in the bank, but I want some of the money to reinvest in some other stuff, and then we'll go from there." And my wife looked at me, and obviously I'm going to say yes, because if he wants to do it, fine. But I want to push him to do it, but I can't push him because he's only 10.
Yeah.
So, but at least he's got that mentality where it's like, hey, listen, I just made this. Maybe I could do it a little bit more and a little bit more, a little bit more. But it goes back to what you said about like understanding finances and money, right? So the other night, we're out and about and we're doing our thing. And he's like, "Oh, can I have this?" I was like, "No, I'm sorry. No, you don't need it. I don't want to buy it." I'm like, "I don't think you need this $80 thing. We have a million of these things at home." He's like, "Just use my own money. I made X amount of dollars at a card show." I was like, "All right, you got me there." But if you want to spend your money stupidly on something that you're not going to care about in 6 months, be my guest. Meanwhile, you could take that $80, go buy a card, hold on to it, and next year you flip it.
But put yourself in his shoes for a second from when you were 10 years old. Listen, I would rather buy a video game with that $80 more than any day than putting it in the bank. What is the bank? The bank is
Yeah.
stealing my money. I don't know what they are doing.
Yeah.
I
I know.
want to get Madden. I want to get the video game. That's what I want. So you can put
He
yourself in his shoes and see where
Listen,
he's thinking.
I get it, but they was like, oh, it wasn't really like $80. I think it was like $50. It was two different things. These giant squishies.
Oh yeah. Oh, the squishies. That's a
Oh
whole show.
man.
I think we could do
Oh,
a 2-hour show on the squishies, right?
you got a what?
We could do a 2-hour show on the squishies.
Please, I no thank you. I'm the Neatos, the squishies, the butters, the pickles, whatever it is. I'm good.
I
I
got the
literally,
I got the best vendor. She comes on a motorcycle and she carries the squishies with her from like another borough. And they pulled up on a motorcycle at the show and they got all the squishies. I absolutely
unbelievable.
love it. I love when they come. I'm like, this is
Yeah.
this is you.
My son spent $30 with her the other night.
Yeah. They're but talk about the hustle. Coming on a motorcycle, holding these things.
Because
I mean,
they're impossible to get. Do you know, like, I go to the bank on Hylan where the ShopRite is,
right.
and I don't know if it's like Thursdays or Friday mornings or something like that. The line that's outside, the Five Below over there for these things is crazy. I'm like, should I get on this line? Like, are these things worth that much money? Like, do you have to comp it? Like, like I don't know. I don't know. And
They're
whenever somebody calls the shop, "Hey, you have any squishies?" Sold out. I don't fucking know.
my daughter grabbed me and she's like, I got one. I got one at the show for $10. It was a great deal. I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, $10, really? You had to pay $10 for one of these things, but they're like
That's
$30,
exactly how I feel. Meanwhile, the
$40.
person who's selling it probably triple their money on it. I mean, not much, but like, it's
Oh
crazy.
yeah, no, but listen, it's the hot thing right now.
Yeah.
Makes the kids happy. They like it. It kind of I don't know how it fits in these. It fits well into the card show area because this kid's there.
Does. Yeah. Even at the Dallas Card Show, my son bought a squishy or a Nito for $10. All right. And he was walking around with it. And someone was like, "Oh, are you selling that?" He goes, "Yeah." They're like, "How much?" 20.
He made $10. Boom.
He made $10. And then he just did it all day. Man, he did it all day.
Isn't that great? Just walk,
I
and then
gave, I,
once he did
yeah.
it once, he just walk around with it like this in his hand.
I don't know if you saw him that day, but he was just walking around with it. And I couldn't believe it. $400 the kid we went home with. I was like, "How'd you do this?" He's like, "Well, you gave me 50 and now I have this." And I was like, "Well, what'd you sell? Because I didn't give you anything to sell." He goes, "Oh, I bought squishies from this guy." He's like, "But I think he didn't know what he had. He was too cheap." I was like, "Oh, okay."
But that's the same thing people are doing with cards.
Yeah.
You know,
I was actually really impressed.
it's very impressive. But listen, it's the same thing as what people do in the stock market.
Yeah.
You buy a stock, you buy it for $100, and you try never to sell it at a loss. It's the same as a card. And you
Yeah.
want to sell it at $120, so you make your 20%.
Yeah.
It's exactly the same thing. And you know what? I think, my opinion, cards are I think cards are better these days. It's crazy.
Yeah. I don't think like everyone, you know what I hate too? So in the Pokemon community, we have our influencers as well. It's always like this clickbait. Is the Pokemon bubble about to burst?
I can't
No,
stand
it's
it.
not going to burst. It's not going anywhere. Like, go to a card show, guy. Get off your couch, get away from your camera, stop trying to get views, and go out there and be a person. Okay. And go talk to the people who are out there every weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And if you're in the tri-state area, it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday now that you could go to a card show. And look at half these shows are so packed you can't even move. You had a show outside the other night. There's a line that like halfway down the parking lot. Like, I mean,
First hour,
there's no bubble, guys. We
first
don't have.
hour and a
There's
half,
no
there was a
bubble.
line outside.
Right.
And
There's no bubble.
hey, come on, man. Like, you listen, they're standing there for a reason. They're standing
Yeah.
there for a reason. They're going to these shows for a reason.
Yeah.
I listen, you ain't ever gonna hear me say, "Oh, what do you think about this?" Listen, we spoke about the baseball possibly having an issue because
Yeah.
they're talking about not playing. That's a big deal.
Yeah.
That's a
But did
really
you see
big
what they
deal.
announced? I
No,
don't
I
know if
didn't.
it's coming out. My man George Lombard is getting an update patch. I think it comes out next year.
He's getting a debut.
He's getting
His
a debut.
His debut patch.
He's getting one. I don't think it's in this year's product though. I think they're gonna do it for next year, his true rookie year, because it's already came up in August.
Oh man.
Spencer Jones. I'm waiting to see if I think he's a sleeper. I think Spencer Jones is a good talent too. So I'm wondering if he gets one. But,
You know, I met both of them about 3 weeks ago.
Jones and Lombard.
Jones and Lombard at the same place. I can't believe I didn't tell you this.
No, I can't believe you didn't tell me this.
Yeah, their trip. Hold on one second. I think I have the cards right here.
What'd you do? Go to a Patriots game?
No, it's crazy. Hold on. I walked away for a second here. Still here. Let's see where they are. Where do I have them? Where do I have them? Where do I have them? I know I have them somewhere over here. I'll find it after the show's over. But so their AAA team they were on in upstate New York. I got a friend that lives up there, and he told me, he goes, "Listen, every year the AAA Yankees team has a team autograph signing in the summertime."
Yeah.
He goes, "So all you have to do is buy." He's like, "You have to be a season ticket holder." Goes, "But it's not a big deal." So he's like, "Maybe you get up here for a couple games a year, but with the season packet, you get access to this autograph signing with the whole team." So that the season ticket packet cost me like $200. It was like next to nothing. I have a whole slew of tickets. If anybody wants to go to a AAA Yankee game, I have a whole bunch of tickets. They just reach out to me. I'll give them to you, man. I got them for you. But so they had the team signing, and Lombard was there. Spencer Jones was there.
Volpe and Dominguez before they went down, or were they?
No, they were still up with the Yankees.
Okay.
So there were a whole bunch of their other prospects. So I had I had Lombard. He signed 2 of his Bowman first rookie cards. I had Spencer Jones sign 2 of his Bowman first rookie cards. And it was such a great experience. I even had George Lombard sign the baseball to my daughter.
That's cool.
Yeah, so it was a cool thing. And then he got, because my buddy was telling me, he goes, dude, he's getting called up like any day, any day. I'm like, and he's like, if he gets called up, he's not going to be at the signing. I said, oh shit, man, oh man. And sure enough, he got called up like 3 days after the signing.
Yeah.
And he didn't feel like he was big time. He was really nice. Spencer Jones was really nice.
Yeah, I love Jones.
It's in that, when they're in that atmosphere, there was only like 100 people at the autograph signing. And
that's nice.
Yeah,
Small,
yeah. It was
quick
very
for them.
Very small, quick, boom, in and out for an hour. But then he got called up and he's like the next big thing. It's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. I just bat him in the 7th hole, 6th hole. Leave the pressure off. We don't need this guy batting leadoff. Just keep him where he's at. Just let him develop. Like, I feel so bad for Volpe. I feel like they just, I'm saying that they rush him, but I feel like they put too much pressure on him. Do you see what Volpe's doing right now?
He's hitting the hell out of the ball.
Not only that, but he's playing second base.
You feel that, man, it's over. So he's fighting for his life right now.
I think what they plan on doing right now is develop him at second. They're not going to re-sign Jazz. And I think the plan is like, hey, listen, let's just get the ball moving, develop you a little bit. I bet you he gets called up again in September anyway. With the late September call-ups.
Yeah, with the extended roster.
He's probably going to get called up again. I wouldn't give up on Volpe yet. I mean, he's not Derek Jeter. We want him to be Derek Jeter. That was the problem. We put too much pressure on this kid, I'm telling you.
It's very, very hard to play in New York. Very.
Yeah, I don't even know if it's so much that, or is it just so much like we desperately really wanted somebody to like connect with like we did. Now, I grew up with the core 4, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I just saw somebody post the new core 4. Did you see this? You got Cam, Lombard, Jones, and that's who's the other guy? And they had the other guy on it. It's just really cool that they're trying to do it. But again, guys, just keep the pressure. Let them play their game. Let them develop on their own.
The 96 Yankees was phenomenal.
Yes.
Because they were a well-rounded team and they all came into their own.
Yeah.
There was.
But all 3 of those 90s championship teams, they weren't like the Dodgers. They were just well-rounded teams. No, 96,
96, 97, 99.
No, 96, 98, 99.
96, 98, 99. See, that's why I got.
And then 2000.
And then, right, this.
In 2000. Yeah, 2000.
Yeah, that.
And then what? They lost in 03 to the Marlins, I think. Yeah, 03 we lost to the Marlins.
It hasn't been a good,
lost to the Diamondbacks.
Hasn't been a good run for a long. I still remember that Diamondbacks one. But like
best World Series ever. I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah, phenomenal.
Great World Series.
Phenomenal
for a baseball fan, great World Series.
Yeah. But I just let these kids play.
Yeah,
George still I don't think he realizes where he is yet. And that's why he's an amazing talent, and just let the kid play, man.
He had a nice shot tonight at Toronto.
He hit a home run tonight?
No, it just hit the top of the wall. But he looks so relaxed.
Yeah.
And so confident. I like that.
But talking about his cards, man,
You can't touch him right now.
The value of his stuff has gone up. Oh my God, it's like 350% in the last 3 weeks.
Somebody was trying to sell us a Lombard Friday night, and somebody I adore, I love this guy. And I just I really wanted to buy from him because it was a true gold. His second Bowman card, the true gold. Very nice card. It's tough. It's just a tough card to buy right now. I was like, give me your Ben Rice. I'll take that.
My opinion, buy George in the offseason, buy Ben Rice in the offseason.
Yeah.
You're going to get the dip. You get the little dip, even if they win. Who knows if they win the World Series? You're still going to get the dip in the offseason.
I think my World Series this year is if they make it to the ALCS. Can't be. It's not going to be anything else.
Yeah.
No way. I
Nice.
don't think they got the rotation. I mean, Cam looks like he could win Cy Young this year, so we'll see.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Yeah,
And my friend told me that when Cam was up in AAA, he said he was the nicest guy, man. He signed everything for everybody, and he's just a
that's good.
really nice guy. So that's definitely good to know. But you know, I was checking the trends of everything, and Wemby's market is still insane.
Yeah,
Yeah, you still can't touch Wemby. That's why, like, his stuff. I have a good friend that he's got some Wemby rookies. He's like, "What do you think I should do with them?" I said, "Dude, just hold them right now, man.
yeah.
Just
Why not?
hold the Wembys right now. There's no reason to sell the Wembys unless you need to sell the Wembys
Yeah, if you don't need to, you don't
for
need to.
financial reasons. That's the only reason. That's
I
the
think
only.
when does basketball start now? September, October,
I think so. Yeah,
right?
it'd be.
So I mean,
Oh,
these cars,
it's a short layoff. It's a short layoff.
yeah. You know, I
Yeah.
saw somebody say online too, and I thought this was a good idea. He said the NBA should start the season on Christmas, and then it ends in August, because then you really have Sundays is playoffs, NFL playoffs. There's no basketball. There's no baseball if you start in December.
Right.
Have the NBA season go to August. And you're not competing with anybody, and it might actually bring up the ratings a little bit, and it could help. Could help it. I don't want to say a dying sport, but it can help the ratings a bit. You know.
Listen, the NBA. I mean, we see the card market. It's totally insane right now what the Knicks did,
Oh yeah.
and by having that's why everybody always says they're like, we need a good finals, we need a good championship game, because what it does for everything is totally insane.
Yeah.
And
Starts in October, by the way.
starts in October. Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, we're right around the corner. Like just like football is right around the corner. These cars are going to start going up again.
Oh yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, definitely. And NBA, I've said it before, it's always been third string to me.
Me too.
But the cards for the NBA couldn't be hotter right now.
I agree.
They could not be hotter. And listen, I got some of that Topps Chrome update. I can't wait to rip it.
You still didn't rip it? What are you waiting for?
I don't know.
Just
I-
letting it
I'm
marinate.
I'm just letting it marinate a
I
little
like
bit,
that.
letting it marinate. But speaking of the Topps Chrome update, that Cooper Flag is still the hottest card
Yeah.
out there right now, and it's going to be for a long time. And the young man that pulled it turned down $3.1 million offer.
I would never be able to do that.
That's a lot of money, man. That's a lot of money to turn down.
Way too much money to turn down. I mean, that's like life-changing money. Like,
Of course it is. Of course it is. But they see from what's going on in the market right now,
yeah.
and these Otani autos, these judges, stuff selling for $5-10 million.
hmm
Hey, listen, he's like, I'm not taking three.
Actually, the dual logo man judge is live right now in Fanatics, I believe. Let me check if I could probably pull it up.
Yeah.
Um,
Big cards. Big cards. And these big cards are not going to stop. Look at what you just said, the Lombard. That's something they're going to be trickling out.
yeah, I'm
I
excited for that. I
I was
like. I
talking to
mean,
a rep from Tops the other day, and they must have one of the coolest jobs, man. They also did fill me in with something that it's good information to put out there. Talking about redemption cards. They
yeah,
said that it's they have they used to the redemption used to be 2 years that you had to redeem a card in. Now
right.
they extended it a long time. It's I have a redemption sitting on my desk right now. It expires at 2030, and I've had the redemption for like a year.
Who's
And
a good player or no?
the guy on the Giants, the Japanese player, I can't remember his name on the top of my head, but it's probably a pretty decent card. It's
Okay.
his, it's his first, it's his Bowman first, and it's a pretty good card. But the, I think actually, I can't remember his name off the top of my head exactly, but he's a good player. He's a 300 hitter. He's a good ball player. But they extend it, and he was saying to me that we have pretty much all these cards in inventory. So it usually doesn't take that long. But the problem is some of these guys, it's harder to get to sign these cards because in
Yeah.
the off season, like figure all the Japanese players, they get out of here. They go back home. So, to go find these guys, it's you got to send a rep over there. It takes a lot of times, or a lot of guys drag their feet. He was saying so. That's why there is a timeline, and it takes a long time to get some of these redemptions. So people are like, "Oh, why is it taking so?" A lot of times, these guys might be dragging their feet. I mean, they're playing in the season, and a lot of people don't understand it, but whatever. That's what it is.
No, I know. It's it's tough, bro. And hold on, I'm pulling this up for you right now. If you want to put it up on the screen,
Yes,
the Aaron Judge redemption, right there.
beautiful.
Dual Logan Man Judge, 11 days left, and it's at 460K.
All right, so we'll split it, and I'll reach out to them tomorrow, and I'll tell them to just end the auction. How's that
Yeah,
sound?
so we'll put the house on the market. It's fine.
Yeah, they'll just end the auction for us tomorrow, no problem. Look at that, it's phenomenal. I
Oh, and
love
this is another thing. I don't know if you know this. If anybody wants to sell a card with Fanatics Raw, they have an agreement with your company, CGC.
Mm-hmm.
They have to certify the cards.
Okay.
They
Okay.
do obviously they do PSA, but if you, most of the time if you see a raw card, this is that exquisite product I was telling you about.
Oh my God.
If you see some of these cards that need to be authenticated in CGC slabs, that's why. I'm actually surprised this one's not with the whole autograph scandal they got going on.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, look at that. Look at that stuff. Yeah, it's absolutely amazing. Look at these bangers that are coming through
Oh
these
my
guys.
god, this is crazy. I was just thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
Look at these numbers too.
Yeah. Well, listen, the hobby's alive and well. These cards are getting pulled, and that's why people are ripping. And that's another thing with whatnot. It is pushing these breakers, man, to the limit. They are on 24 hours a day. They're these fun. I see these funny things, these funny memes they got on Instagram or whatever they might call it. And it's like when you live next door to a whatnot streamer. Have you ever seen anything like that?
No.
It's hysterical. It's you're trying to sleep and you just hear the guy who's living next door to you because it's do you live next door to a whatnot streamer? The guy's like, let's go. What are you doing? Like 3:30 in the morning. You got to be kidding me.
Yeah.
Goodbye. Come on.
It's crazy. I can't stand those guys. And they put their hand right in front of the camera. What are you doing? What are you doing?
What are you doing? Goodbye.
Yeah. As soon as I see a guy screaming at me through a camera, I'm like, all right, I'm leaving.
Look at that. The mantle right there.
I did see the man. Like, yeah, this is really nice. Some of these cards are really nice.
Listen, all these cards have bids on them. These aren't start prices. All these cards have bids on them. So that just
you
shows.
see this right here?
Yeah.
That's, if I'm not mistaken, Rita. That's the original Charizard artist.
Can you
with
click
the
on that?
signature.
Oh yeah, you can't. Yeah, maybe you pull it up in a different. Oh, there you go. Oh wow, look at that.
Isn't that cool?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That's really.
So imagine having the artist signing the card. 46 grand. That's so insane.
Amazing, absolutely amazing stuff. It's amazing what's out there and what people have.
Yeah.
And so the guy who owns that card, he felt it's time to sell.
Yeah.
And it's pretty amazing how. Listen, we don't have crystal balls. Nobody does. So you don't know when the high point of the card is, when it's going to go down, when that quote unquote bubble is going to burst.
Right.
Nobody knows that. But listen, he's probably into that thing for a fraction of that. So more power to him and good job.
Listen to this, and I'm just gonna read the players, right? And it always goes back to what you and I always agree on: GOATs, right? Top cards: Otani, Jordan, James, Jordan, Kobe, Jordan, Otani, Cooper Flag, James. Oh, your man Josh Allen, Kobe, Judge, Kobe, Mantle, Messi, Jordan. It's always like the same guys. and then you got Mahomes, and actually a 101 Brunson, but and then Mahomes again, Jordan James, on Dart and Caleb. But like it's always the same guys.
It's always the
Always.
same guys.
Yeah.
Always the same guys, and it's just what it is, man. It's just that's just what it is. These guys, and there's going to be new ones coming in. There's going to be new ones. Who knows? Maybe Lombard is going to be in there. May you never know.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Again, you don't got to be Derek Jeter, right? I mean, that guy in my mind's irreplaceable. So, but
Yeah.
just be good.
Just that's it.
I guess that I mean, I'm a bit old school when I say like just hit 320. I don't care if you have 35 home runs. I would rather you hit 320 with 15 home runs and steal 30 bases.
Yep.
Just do that. I mean, I wish baseball got back to that.
Oh yeah, most definitely. You got to hit for average. That's a key to longevity.
This guy could hit 250 now and be an all-star.
But there's so many guys that basically they make a career out of hitting 240, and it's like we take for granted what Ted Williams and these guys used to do.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree.
We totally take that for granted. It's
weird. There was somebody. What was it? Did Ichiro finish the season like 390 something one year?
I believe he did. I believe he did. He had a very high average, and Ichiro was unbelievable.
Sick. How's the Ichiro market?
Yeah.
I would have known either.
Stagnant.
Probably.
Yeah. No, it's stagnant. I've seen it before because I have his rookie. And
he doesn't have a nice rookie card, right?
No, he does. It's worth a pretty decent amount. Okay. It's worth I don't know, top of my head, probably about like $700-800 in a 10.
That sounds cheap for probably literally the best hitter of all time.
It's not the chrome.
Is it the black one with him like standing there with the shades on and he's like throwing the ball?
I'll tell you which one to pull up. This is the one that so he had the one that everybody knows is his 2001 Topps card. That's the Topps Chrome is one of his really good cards, but the one that you really want is the Bowman Chrome. The Bowman Chrome. But when you start talking about refractors, then you enter a different world, and that's where the stuff gets, it's very expensive.
Yeah.
But right. This is the one that most people are familiar with.
Right.
But then you have his 2001 Bowman Chrome. Then he does have that famous one where it's the Topps traded, and it has him and Albert Pujols on it. And that's an amazing card because that's got two of the greatest hitters to ever live. And man, they didn't know that in 2001 by putting them both on the same card.
That's true.
And that's a
the Bowman Chrome one's very, very expensive, actually.
Yeah. Are you looking at the refractor by chance?
I am, yes.
Yeah, the refractor is an expensive one. Yeah, the refractor is an expensive one. And believe it or not, in that set, they have the Pujols rookie as well. Okay. And the Pujols rookie is the crazy thing with that is it's a redemption. And the redemption auto has since expired. So if you have one of those boxes, oh my God, that's got to be a disaster if you pull a redemption out of that box because you can't get the auto anymore. As the Topps representative said to me, and this is what they tell him to say. He goes, the card is immediately destroyed at the end. Well, destroyed / handed out, I'm sure.
Right.
Because whatever. I mean, who knows what they do with it? But they say they destroy it, but I don't think they're crazy enough to do that. But Ichiro's got some big cards, and Pujols does, but they're not really. People aren't really chasing them these days.
Should be, especially Pujols.
Hey, listen, Pujols is going to have a value, and he's always going to, and he's always going to go like this. Always going to go up.
Yeah, I mean, listen. Not that I'm hating on anybody, but I feel like Bonds' market's just blowing up right now. Shaq's market's blowing up. Pujols. Sleeper.
Yeah, yeah. There's a lot of that's what people should be doing. They should be and they are. People are
Yeah.
buy those sleepers, man. Buy those sleepers because listen, like the star cards. The star cards were 1 year ago. They were next to you could have grabbed them for next to nothing, and now they are
20,000, 30,000.
yeah, insane. In the Jordans, that is.
Yeah.
And if you think the other guys aren't going to trail behind them, you're crazy. Eventually, they're going to get priced out.
Yeah.
People are not going to be able to afford a lot of these cards. So what are they going to do? They're going to get the second best. And the second best is the Charles Barkleys on, the second best is the Albert Pujols, I guess, if you want to ever say that he's second best to anybody. Second best.
The problem with Pujols' generation is there was a lot of good guys, and unfortunately, clouded with steroids. Some of it.
Yep.
That's the unfortunate truth. But like I just said, I like that Bonds market is going up. I think, did you see what Michael Kay said the other day?
No, what did he say?
A-Rod should come out of retirement for one at bat just so it could restart his Hall of Fame clock. And I agree.
Wow.
I don't care what anybody says about the steroid. Save baseball. I enjoyed watching it. It was a lot of fun. It's why we want Aaron Judge on the field to hit 60, 70 home runs, is because what we watched, it brings crowds. It's exciting to baseball. They didn't have all the medical benefits that some of these other players do now. So that's what they did. Juiced up.
I love that. But you know what I think is really exciting? And I hope he stays on the field. Are you a Giant or a Jet fan?
No, I'm more. I mean, no, not really. I'm a baseball guy.
Okay.
I love baseball and basketball.
So the Giants brought back Odell Beckham Jr.
Yeah, I
and
heard
he
about
made
this.
it. He got a catch the other night from.
I saw that. Yeah, Friday night. I was
Let
like,
me
oh,
tell you,
he's wearing 13 again.
Yeah, man, it brought me back 10 years. It was like that was cool. That was cool, and I really hope he stays on the field all year because
it's a good distraction. He can still catch a ball.
He can still catch a ball. He can still move. He's 33 years old, but it's going to be fun to watch. I hope he gets at least one 80-yard touchdown this year. I hope he does.
That'd be nice. Yeah,
that would be really cool, and it would be good for New York and really cool for the fans. People are going to like it, man. So I don't know if it's going to. Hey, listen, the Odell Beckham Jr. market might be going up. He gets a touchdown in week 1. Poof.
So crazy. 2 years ago for Christmas, I bought my nephew a Odell Beckham Jr. card, rookie auto, PSA 9 or a 9 or a 10. I don't remember what it was.
Yeah,
and it cost me like $50. Isn't that crazy? That's cheap. I mean, he's good. He's not Hall of Fame good, but he's good.
But if he stayed on the field,
yeah,
he would have been Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
he was.
I mean, I think we both agree. Jerry Rice.
Poof.
No one's better than Jerry, right?
Nah, nobody's better than Jerry. Nobody's better than Jerry. And Jerry still looks like he's 22 years old.
I know, guy's a maniac. He's like a robot. Yeah. Terrell Owens was really good too.
Yeah, a lot of fun to watch, man.
Yeah.
They were great. And with the podcast, we're going to start talking about football because football is coming.
Yep.
And the baseball. Listen, we're going to have a lot of great stuff to talk about because baseball postseason extended rosters are coming out soon.
Yeah,
they're going to be bringing up those guys from the minors, all those Bowman prospects that you used to chase.
I got Aaron Judge's Bowman prospect card right next to me.
There you go. Exactly. That's it, man. But we gotta find a pillow for you because
I got work in a little bit. I'm dying.
You've had a long weekend. You were grinding. There's a trooper coming on and rocking with us here, man, and talking, shooting it back and forth. We had a great weekend, and we'll be catching up again in a few short days.
Yep.
So let's give a quick final thought. I'll start it off. I'll give you a second to compose yourself. And I would just basically say, man, like, get out there, keep hitting the pavement, keep finding those deals because they're out there. You don't have to just find stuff on eBay and sit at home. Like there's so many outlets, either being the card store, either it being at your local show. There's just so many ways to pick up that inventory. Circulate your inventory, everybody. If you're setting up at a show, make sure that you are circulating your inventory. If you got a card in your case that hasn't been touched for 4 or 5 some odd shows, people aren't looking at it. There's 2 reasons. There's one, you got it mispriced, or 2, the card's just not very liquid right now and people aren't really desiring it. So maybe it's like an eBay card. We haven't really gotten into this aspect of it, but there's some cards that are better suited for selling online. They just are. There's everybody has cards like that. They go, man, I can't get any touches on it. Circulate your inventory, know what you have, comp your cards. That's what I got to say today.
Yeah. The only thing I got to say today is this. If you're looking to invest right now, pick a quarterback or 2 that can surprise everybody that's on a team that can make a decent playoff run. I think you'll surprise yourself. I think you should also do the same thing with a basketball team right now. The East is weak. You could find a sleeper like the Knicks just did and find some rookie cards, some decent ones, cheap ones, a $20 one, a $1,000 one, whatever is in your budget. Start investing now. Start selling your baseball. Keep the teams that are going to be in the playoffs and invest in your quarterbacks. I think this year, wide receivers will surprise people. I think the wide receiver market's going to go up. That's just an opinion. So I love it. Yeah. I think investing right now into some quarterbacks, sleeper quarterbacks, I like Joe Burrow right now. If I'm buying a quarterback right now, I'm buying Joe. I think they got a decent team this year. You can never go wrong with Mahomes. I just don't think they're going to go that far this year, but I could be wrong. And buy Josh Allen.
Buy Josh Allen. And one last thing, is Caleb still the sleeper?
I don't know if he's a sleeper.
I think
stay away from Geno Smith. That's all.
Definitely stay away from Geno Smith.
Stay away from Geno Smith.
Let's end it on that. Definitely stay away from Geno Smith.
Stay away from Geno.
Yeah. Listen, we could be wrong.
But we could be wrong. We're not, we could be wrong.
I'm pretty sure we're not going to be. We'll watch this video in December, and I'm pretty sure we're not going to be.
Yeah, what's the over under the Jets wins this year? 4 or 5, maybe.
I wish Geno the best, but over under might 4 wins might be pushing it.
If you're a Jets fan, you draft this guy, he shits the bed, go somewhere else, and makes it almost. He like revitalized his career, and now it comes back to the Jets.
Ooh. And then he's got these alleged quote unquote off the field problems too. So it's like it's listen, it's a problem. They shouldn't have got involved in it.
Yeah,
they should have just gone with the youth and run with it. But they're gonna have to learn the hard way, I think.
Yeah,
and a lot of Jets fans are.
And on that note, that's why you invest in Pokemon. There you go, because they don't get hurt.
My man loves that. That's what everybody says whenever we say, what's up with the Pokemon? Because they can't commit a crime.
They don't get hurt, guys. They don't get hurt. It's beautiful artwork.
I love it. On that note, man, guys, follow the Card Frenzy podcast. Subscribe to the channel. We're out here trying to give our best insight from what we see because we're out in the trenches. Make sure you give me a follow on Instagram, Matty Steven Sports Cards, TikTok, Matty Steven Sports Cards. Follow the YouTube channel here. We're on Facebook, the Staten Island Card Show. My man Angelo over here. What do you got?
Collectors Cave Staten Island on TikTok and Instagram and Facebook and YouTube. And follow us on Whatnot.
Whatnot. Yes.
Whatnot. Follow us on Whatnot. Yeah.
Whatnot, man, because that's where listen.
Hey.
Whatnot. Let's go.
We have 3 Whatnot channels. We have one for sports, one for TCG.
What's the name of your Whatnot channel?
Collectors Cave Sports, I believe. And then I have it right here. And then the other one is Collectors Cave Sports, Collectors Cave TCG, and then the other one's Collectors Cave Comics.
Beautiful. Yep. That's fantastic. And I'm on Whatnot too at Matty Steven Sports Cards on there. And listen. Great stuff. Can't wait to see you guys at the next show. Our next show, we're going to be out in a couple of weeks, man. It's going to be phenomenal again. And let's rock with it. Enjoy your week. Everybody have a blessed week. And get some sleep, my man.
I just want to try something before we end the stream.
The
first person who says they watch this part of the stream gets a free entrance to Matty's show, the next Friday one, from my own pocket. You watch the whole stream. You mention this to Matty. You're coming in for free.
Beautiful. And I'm pretty sure somebody's going to say it to me. So the first person
first person to mention it.
First person to come into the show. So they got it. When do they got it? When's the window that they can mention it to me?
They walk through the door. Hey, I saw Angelo say this on the podcast. That guy gets in free.
The first person that says, I saw Angelo say this on the podcast, I get in for free. You get in for free. You got to be the first person to say it to me.
First person to say it.
You got to say it to me, or you got to say it to Mrs. Matty. The two people at the front door.
I'm watching it.
Can't say it to Angelo.
Nope.
Because Angelo's going to be grinding.
Yes.
He's going to be working. He's going to be in the trenches, and he's going to be inside. So you got to say it to one of us, and you're in for free. I love it.
Yeah, let's try it.
I love it. I love it.
All right.
All right, man.
Have
a great one now. We'll see you on the next one, guys. Thank you. Bye-bye.